Welcome back. This is the Relativity series from LA Theater Works and the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation, bridging science and the arts in the modern world. Let's see how things turn out for the beleaguered Dr. Stockman in part 2 of An Enemy of the People by Henrik Ibsen, in a translation by Rebecca Lenkiewicz, directed by Martin Jarvis.
Well, here it is, Hoff. The doctor's manuscript.
You read it?
It's
pretty strong stuff, isn't it?
It's brilliant, Hoff. Inflammatory. He lays into them like a sledgehammer.
Yeah, they'll put up a fight.
Then we just keep jabbing them. A sharp left hook, which they're not expecting, and they're down. I had a strong feeling reading it. I mean, this is what we've been waiting for, you know? It's the revolution.
Shh. Aslaksen's in there printing stuff.
The man's a mollusk. You are going to publish this, aren't you?
Unless the mayor backs down.
We'll have to pray that he doesn't.
We're in whichever way he goes, Billing. If he opposes the article, he'll have the tradesmen onto him. If he agrees to fix things, he'll have the baths committee screaming down his back.
It'll cost them thousands.
Hundreds of thousands. Nothing like forking out money to break up a little clique. And then we go to work on the people. Tell them that the mayor is incompetent. That the power should be with us, not a posse of spineless bureaucrats.
It's exciting, Hoff. It really is. It feels like a bloody revolution.
Try not to be so vocal about it, Billing. Come in.
Mr. Hovstad.
Oh, it's you, Doctor. Come in. What did your brother say?
Print it, Mr. Hovstad.
He refused to fix it.
Fantastic.
Print it in full. He rejects the whole thing. If he wants to play dirty, that's his choice. It's war now, Mr. Billing.
Fight to the death. You'll kill them, Doctor.
This report is just the beginning. I have 4 or 5 more pieces I want printed after this one. Where's Aslaksen?
In the printing office. Aslaksen, we need you here, please. Mr. Aslaksen.
You're going to write follow-up articles.
Not just about the baths, but it's all related. You start to pull down a building, it all goes back to the foundations.
And then you realize you have to put dynamite under the whole thing to do any good.
Who's using dynamite?
Nobody.
Nothing explosive, Mr. Aslaksen. What do you think of the report?
Well,
It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Really, you think so? Thank you. That's very nice. Thank you.
It's succinct without being spare. Brilliant. And it's so clear that anyone can follow the thrust of it. Every educated reader will be on your side.
The others, too, I hope. Let's line it up, then, for tomorrow's first edition.
Mr. Aslaksen, would you set this up yourself, please? We can't risk a single misprint. I could come back later and proofread it. Yes, it's going in tomorrow's, is it?
Yes. It's just like a bomb. Tick, 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 just
Mr.
waiting
Billing.
to explode.
I'm sorry if I'm a bit, I had a run-in earlier with... My very rights as a human being were under fire.
Your human rights?
He ordered me to put my private concerns above my ideological beliefs.
It doesn't surprise me.
I'll fight him with words, on a daily basis if need be. The messenger had better be armed for battle.
You have to remember...
War, tooth and nail.
I'll beat their clique to a pulp. People will see them for what they really are.
Moderation, Doctor. Restraint is the key.
To hell with restraint.
And it's not just the water anymore. It's the moral fiber of the whole town. It has to be cleansed, decontaminated.
Bleached.
We've got to bring in a whole new leadership, young, without cynicism.
You're right. New blood.
The key is unity.
As long as we exercise restraint. Then we'll steer clear of any dangerous corners.
Oh, the hell with danger. I'm talking about truth, conscience.
You're a unique man, Doctor.
True citizen.
Friend to the people.
Thank you, my friends. Thank you. It's like manna to my soul to hear you say that. My brother used quite a different turn of phrase. I've got to see a patient now. I'll be back. Don't let anyone get their hands on that, Mr. Aslaksen. And don't make any executive choices about the punctuation. Every single exclamation mark stays. If in doubt, add more. Good. Goodbye.
He's going to be very useful to us.
As long as he sticks to the baths. If he goes off on his own parade, we'll have to drop him.
Not necessarily.
What are you so scared of, Aslaksen?
The local authorities, they're bloody terrifying. Give me a pop at the government, I'd be fine. But this lot...
You're a funny one.
You have a go at the government, nothing actually changes, does it? Get rid of this lot, and you've got it all on your front doorstep. Some young idiot takes over, you can lose your house. Anything might happen.
I thought you believed in the working people and their self-government.
I also have a whimsical notion to keep a roof over my head.
God preserve me and keep me away from the tyranny of the property ladder.
Far from the mental shackles of mortgage payments.
Shoot me if I ever become a conformist.
Billing, you've applied for that job as secretary to the magistrate. That's not exactly radical, is it?
You didn't, did you?
Only to annoy them.
I'm not apologizing. My politics have always been left, and I've never shifted on that front, but I do favor restraint when it comes to the local authorities. That's me. Excuse me.
Couldn't we get a different printer, Hoff?
Who else would do it for us on credit?
We need money. Ghastly capital.
Yes.
What about Stockman?
The doctor? He hasn't got a penny.
Morten Keel has, though. His father-in-law? The Badger is absolutely loaded.
Urban myth.
It's not, you know. He's as rich as Croesus, and it'll all go to the Stockmans, won't it?
You've worked it all out.
Well, I haven't graphed it. I haven't done the sums. Just given it a bit of thought. He is very old.
Why the hell did you apply for that clerk's job? You haven't got a chance in hell.
I don't want to get it. That's the point. I want them to reject my application. Give me something to kick against. Nothing ever happens here.
No, it doesn't.
They'll have to listen to me at some point. Well, I'd better write that appeal to the Property Owners Association.
God, this place. God, these people.
Hello?
Oh, come in.
Good afternoon.
Miss Stockman, I wasn't expecting you.
I'm sorry.
Sit down, sit, please.
I can't stay.
Oh, that's a shame. Did you come for your father? Did he forget something?
No, it's the novel.
It is.
I can't translate it for you.
I thought you wanted to.
That was before I knew what it was about. You haven't read it, have you?
I don't read a word of English. Oh. Thank God.
But you can't serialize this.
Why? What's wrong with it?
Oh, it's the antithesis of everything you believe in.
And?
It's about a force that takes care of the good and dispenses with the bad. It's hokum.
Oh, the public love a bit of hokum with their morning coffee.
And you would put your name to publishing such trash?
Don't shoot the editor. They buy the paper for the flotsam on the back pages, which means they might digest the politics on the front pages. People like to read rubbish. It's reassuring.
I didn't think that you were such a Machiavel.
Men don't get anywhere by being nice. You're a woman. You must know that. Actually, Billing has to take credit for the idea, not me. If there's a dark prince at work, it's him, not me.
Billing?
I'd never heard of the story. He insisted we took it on.
But Billing's an idealist.
Totally. He's such an idealist that he's applied for the post of secretary to our local magistrate.
He wouldn't do that.
Ask him.
No, he couldn't.
Why are you so surprised?
No reason.
We're a load of worthless hacks, Miss Stockman.
You don't mean that.
Don't I?
You're about to run a huge story that puts you all at risk.
Which is today's news, yes.
You're doing a great thing. Championing a man who is...
Who is...
A man with integrity, honor.
Who is your father.
Yes.
He's your father, Miss Petra, your pa.
I don't see the relevance.
I do.
What?
I see the relevance. It's very pertinent to me.
Are you teasing me?
No.
Mr. Hovstad, what are you saying?
I don't see what's quite so shameful about it. To want to please you.
I'll never believe a word that you say to me again.
Why are you so angry?
You said to Pa that it was about the truth, the good of the people, and now you... I can't... it's very disappointing.
Don't look at me like I'm the devil. Please, Christ, if you had any sense, you'd be a bit nice to me.
What?
Your father needs my help.
Oh, you are very low.
I wasn't saying that. No, I was... You're reading me all wrong. All I meant was
Goodbye,
that...
Mr. Hovstad.
Mr. Hovstad. Oh, excuse me. Bugger. Sorry, miss.
There's your book, Mr. Hovstad. Find someone else you want to translate it.
Miss Petra.
Goodbye.
Mr. Hovstad, please.
What is it?
The mayor's in the printing room.
What?
He wants to talk to you. He came in the back way.
Right. In here, your worship. Could you make sure no one comes in, please, Mr. Aslaksen?
Yes, Mr. Hovstad. Ah, your worship. Welcome.
Hovstad, you weren't expecting me.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, you've done it up nicely here.
Not really.
I'm taking up your valuable time.
What can I do for you? I'll take your hat and stick.
Oh, thank you.
Do be seated.
Thanks. Something Something quite regrettable has happened today, Mr. Hovstad.
I expect you encounter regret on a daily basis.
I'm sorry?
At the council.
Today's problem concerns the medical officer at the baths.
Your brother.
He's written what he calls a report. He's submitted it to the committee, listing defects in the infrastructure of the buildings.
No. Really? What's that all about then?
He said he told you about it.
Oh, yes, I think he did mention it.
Mr. Hovstad, I'll be needing that report now.
Take it. It's on the main desk.
Ah, right you are.
Oh, but that's it. There, that's my brother's report.
This?
Oh, is that what you were talking about?
Yes, sir. It's the doctor's condemnation of the baths, Your Worship.
Yes, yeah. Have you read it?
Yes. I mean,
And?
I haven't got a degree in streptococci. I just, I skimmed it.
But you're printing it?
Well, we receive submissions and we print them.
I've no say in what gets put in or not, Your Worship. They give me the thing, I print it.
Yes, I know that, Mr. Aslaksen.
If you'll excuse me.
Just one moment, Mr. Aslaksen, if I might, Mr. Hovstad.
Oh, of course.
Mr. Aslaksen, you're a man of intelligence, discrimination.
Thank you very much, Your Worship.
Yeah, you have a lot of influence in various circles.
The workers show me a lot of respect, sir.
Yeah, those workers are the majority here. Now, you know their opinion, I suspect, on most matters.
I'd say so, Your Worship.
And they'd be in favor of these repairs?
Oh, I reckon so, Your Worship. Yes, 100%.
Good. If they're determined to raise this vast amount, those who have so little.
I'm sorry?
Who's raising what?
Well, it's to be commended. It demonstrates a very fine public spirit. I hadn't expected they'd be prepared to look into their own pockets.
I'm not quite with you, Your Worship.
Well, the ratepayers are going to have to dig hard to find it.
Which ratepayers?
It's surely the shareholders who will foot them.
Oh, we're talking about upwards of 300,000 crowns here.
Which is a lot of money. However,
Our only option is to raise it through a municipal loan.
Wait a minute. You can't be saying it's down to the man on the street.
you'd raise the rates to find it, tax the working man?
Well, where else is the money to come from, Mr. Aslaksen?
From those who own the baths, I would have thought.
Oh, no, the committee can't authorize any further expenditure. If the people want change, the people will have to foot the bill.
Mr. Hovstad, this was not my understanding of the situation.
Nor mine.
The baths will have to shut up shop, of course, a year or two, maybe 3.
We wouldn't survive a total shutdown. What revenues are we going to live on?
Oh, it's a conundrum, Mr. Aslaksen, but what choice is left us? We won't get a single visitor. No one will set foot in this town if they hear my brother's theory that it's rife with infection, will they?
It's not just a theory, though, is it?
Well, at present, there's nothing conclusive. It's still speculative.
Well, that's just madness. That's morally reprehensible of the doctor. I'm sorry, Your Worship. I was forgetting
I don't relish hearing my brother talked about in those terms, but I have to concede that you're right. He was always impulsive.
And you're still behind him on this, Mr. Hovstad?
I don't know where I am.
I have written a brief document about how the baths could be improved gradually and within the means of the committee's funds.
Do you have it with you?
Do I have... Oh, yes, I seem to have it here.
Oh, he's here, look.
My brother?
Where?
He's walking through the print room.
I'd rather not see him.
Go down the corridor there to Billings' room until he's gone.
Quickly, Your Worship, he's coming in.
Try to get rid of him quickly, would you, Aslaksen?
Yes, round there.
Yes. Thank you.
Look like you're doing something, Aslaksen. Check those proofs.
Right. I'll read the paper.
Hello again. I'm back.
That was quick. Have you finished checking that? We're very behind schedule, aren't we?
Yes.
I don't suppose there are any proofs for me to have a look through yet, are there?
We're not superhuman, Doctor.
No, of course not. No, I'm just anxious. I can't rest till I see that article ready for printing.
It won't be set for hours yet, will it, Aslaksen?
Hours.
Oh, well, I'll come back then. Thank you. Ooh, there's something else I need to talk to you about.
This isn't a good time, actually.
It's actually only 2 words.
Yes.
Torchlight procession.
What?
Just when the public reads it, if they feel inclined to make a fuss of me, I just don't want them to make a fuss.
Look, Doctor, I can't lie to you.
What? What? Someone's approached you already? I'm trusting you and Aslaksen to nip it in the bud.
Doctor, we may as well tell you now. Oh, Mrs. Stockman.
Thomas?
Mrs. Stockman. Well, we're all here.
What on earth are you doing here, Catherine?
Why do you think I'm here?
Won't you sit down, Mrs. Stockman?
No, thank you. I have come to collect my husband, the father of my 3 children.
What?
You have 3 dependents and myself.
I am acutely aware of my duties as a father and husband. I am also bound to fulfill my purpose as a human being.
You never recognized the notion of restraint, did you?
Restraint, that's it. That's my word exactly.
And as for you, Mr. Hovstad, I don't appreciate you using my husband as a pawn in your game against the authorities.
I'm not a pawn, for God's sake. If you must make an analogy, I am nearer to a king, thank you.
You're such an innocent. You realize my husband will lose his position if you print this report of his?
I didn't know that. no.
Threats, sticks and stones. They won't dare, Catherine. I'll have the majority behind me.
You think that will honestly help?
Go home now, Catherine. You take care of the house, and I'll take care of society. Why are you so frightened, my dear? Truth will always out. Every liberal-minded citizen in this town will walk with me. Hello, what's this?
Bugger.
The crown of authority. The mayoral hat. He's been here to try and talk you out of it, and then he saw me and ran away. Did he run away, Mr. Aslaksen?
Ran away, yes.
Yes, he spontaneously combusted, and all that was left of him was his hat and stick. No, he never leaves them anywhere, is he? Where is he? Where have you hidden him? Catherine, you must stay for this. Ooh, I think this hat rather suits me. And it fits perfectly. And the stick!
Thomas, please don't. Take it off.
Mr. Mayor, I know you're somewhere.
What's going on? What is the meaning of this?
Ah, your worship, I salute you.
What is this circus?
A touch more respect, Peter. I am the mayor now. What do you think, Billing?
Well,
Take it off, Thomas, please.
Give me my hat and stick now.
You be the chief of police, I'll be the mayor.
That hat is an official emblem.
It's a bloody hat. You threaten to sack me? I'm going to bloody sack you, Peter. Me and the rest of this town. Hovstad, the messenger, Aslaksen.
No, I won't, Doctor.
What do you mean you won't?
You still have Hovstad?
No, not me.
Hovstad's not going to let this whole paper go down the pan just because you've been hearing voices.
What?
You veiled the truth, Doctor, and therefore I withdraw my support.
his worship told me everything in there. It's a scandal.
Every word in my report is the truth. You just print it. I'll deal with any hecklers.
I'm not printing it. I can't print it.
You're the editor. What you say goes.
A paper survives by dint of its readership. If your article goes out tomorrow, the whole community will suffer a recession.
I see.
Hat, stick, give it to me.
Ah. Very well. There you are.
Your reign was a short one.
I'm not dead yet. You refuse to print it then, Mr. Hovstad?
I do. For the sake of your family, besides anything else.
You leave my family out of this, Mr. Hovstad.
This will tell the public everything they need to know. It's an official statement. Mr. Hovstad?
I'll get someone to set it up now.
Well, and not mine? You think you can silence me? Mr. Aslaksen, I'd like 400, make that 600 copies of my pamphlet. What would you like, a check or cash?
I wouldn't do it for gold. You won't find a printer anywhere in this town who'll do that job for you. They daren't.
Give me my manuscript.
Here you are.
It's not difficult to disclose information. I'll hold a public meeting.
No one will rent you a hall.
They won't.
Why have they all turned against you, Tom?
Because the men in this town are, in fact, little old women. All they can think about is their little lives. There's nothing beyond that.
Then I'll be a man with you, Tom. All the way.
Thank you. Thank you, my love. The truth will be told. If I can't hire a hall, well, I'll get Iliff to play his drum and I'll shout it out from every street corner.
They'll think you're a lunatic.
I'd rather be labeled a lunatic than a liar and a coward.
You'll be alone.
No, he won't. Our boys will be beside him.
And Petra, and you.
Tom, I can't. I just can't do that. But I stand by you and bless you.
Gentlemen, you go and make your big noise. We'll see whether mediocrity can win over truth, genius. Come, my love.
Mad. He's quite mad. And he's driven her insane as well.
Oh, hello, Hampstead. The world and his bloody wife turning up, eh?
You have to keep up with what's going on.
What is going on?
He's got his whistle.
Evanson's brought his horn and all.
Dr. Stockman's going to attack the mayor.
Well, that's his brother, isn't it?
Makes no difference to Dr. Stockman.
Well, he's wrong, though, ain't he? The paper said.
Nobody let him have a hall to hold his meeting in because he's wrong. Not the baths nor the POA.
Well, whose side are we on, then?
Don't ask me. Likely we'll go the same road as Aslaksen the printer, eh?
Excuse me, I am reporting for the paper. Thank you.
If you'd like to sit here, Mrs. Stockman, Miss Stockman.
Thank you.
So if you need to leave at any point.
Why should we need to leave, Captain Horster?
Oh, no reason. Do sit down.
It was very kind of you to offer my husband this room.
It was very brave, Captain Horster.
Not at all.
Shouldn't the doctor be here by now?
He's in the other room waiting.
Here's the mayor.
Hello there. Thank you. Make way. Thank you for coming. And here's Dr. Stockman. Well, this is going to be interesting.
Excuse me.
Sunday's best, eh, Doc?
Kathy, are you all right?
I'm fine. Just don't let them rile you, Tom.
I'll be as calm as the sea. Right. It's 1:15 now. Let's, make a start, shall we?
Who's the chairman?
Chairman, we don't need a chairman.
I think it would be an idea to have someone in the chair.
Peter, all I'm doing is giving a speech.
The doctor's speech may give rise to argument, ergo we need a chair.
You'd better have one, Doctor.
Very well, so...
Perhaps the mayor would do us the honor, your worship.
Oh, thank you, but I must decline the honor for personal reasons. I nominate Mr. Aslaksen, chairman of the Property Owners Association.
Very well. You all know my philosophy, gentlemen. Restraint. I'm a peace-loving man. Moderation is a wonderful thing.
3 cheers for Aslaksen's Temperance Society.
Sobriety, too, in mind and body.
Soba! Hip hip hooray!
Sir. Shut up. What's wrong, quiet. I would request that our fellow citizen who has called this meeting conducts himself fittingly and stays within the limits of moderation.
Here.
Interruption is not debate, sir. Does anyone have anything constructive to say before we commence? The floor is open.
Mr. Chairman,
Your worship.
I find myself in a delicate position. Dr. Stockman is, you all know we are brothers. I'd therefore prefer to keep mum, but my official capacity compels me to speak. I propose that no one here would wish to witness libel against our baths, our livelihood. Am I right? Right there. I therefore move that this meeting should not be allowed to take place.
What? What are you saying?
Thomas.
You're refusing my right to the freedom of speech?
If I may continue.
Go on.
Everyone knows the facts. I laid them out for all to read in the People's Messenger. I pointed out the fallacy that the baths are contaminated. I also outlined the amount required, gentlemen, should drastic measures be taken. Just to make a start on the work, we'd need upwards of 100,000 crowns, which would mean an immediate and significant rise in your present income tax.
Silentium, gentlemen. Order. If I might add something. Firstly, I'm all for self-government, but not when implementing it means the financial crippling of the working man. Secondly, I do believe the doctor to be honest, but misguided. And, it pains me to say this, he is not without revolutionary leanings. Therefore, I second the mayor's motion to put an end to this meeting.
I'd like to add something, Mr. Chairman. The fact is, Dr. Stockman misled us. He distorted the facts.
I did not.
He colored them then. I'm all for freedom of expression. The People's Messenger, under my leadership, is a champion of it. But when it comes to vital issues like this and misrepresentation, we must proceed with caution.
Restraint, yes.
I ask you, my friends, is it not the duty of an editor to promote the welfare of his readers, of the people? Tell me if I'm wrong. I am prepared to be wrong. No, you're not wrong. The doctor has always been well-liked. I have enjoyed his generous hospitality on many an occasion. But he has lost any sense of perspective over this issue. His findings are grossly exaggerated. The baths are now wary of keeping him on in his present capacity. And yet, despite the threat of dismissal, with the possibility of destitution just around the corner, not just for himself, but for his wife and 3 children, the doctor still continues with this tirade.
You leave my family out of this,
A
Hovstad.
man who abandons his family.
Keep to the business in hand, sir.
Petra, please.
I shall now put the mayor's resolution to a vote.
No. There's no need. I've nothing to say to you about the baths. I wish to talk to you about something that's quite different.
What?
I pay my taxes, so I have a right to speak, so I do. Get your hands off me.
Order! May I speak now?
The floor is yours.
My friends, the last few days have been almost like a fever to me. Now, I'm going to share something with you which is far more important than the fact that the baths are poisoned. No, that fact is no longer so relevant. What I have realized, my friends, is that our spiritual lives are tainted. Our community is based upon lie after bloody lie.
That's just ridiculous.
I must request the speaker to moderate his language and exercise restraint.
I was born here. I love these streets, these forests, and moving away to a medical practice in a backwater was very hard, harsh. There was such poverty up north that, well, sometimes I thought a veterinary surgeon would be more useful to the community than a doctor, and I ached to be back here. This is the most beautiful place that I know. I had just one desire when I returned: to work for the absolute good of the people.
So when did that change?
I was so happy to be living here again that I was almost blinded with my love of this town. And the night before last, my eyes opened for the first time. I saw the hypocrisy of the authorities, their imbecility.
Mr. Chairman?
By the authority vested in me, Dr. Stockman,
Authority! Yes! I saw the absolute stupidity of those in power. These pseudo-politicians, they have such a primal need to invade or destroy. I'd like to see them shot at dawn.
Are we supposed to listen to this?
Dr. Stockman, that's enough.
My brother has always loved power. Since he could first grab something out of one's hands. You like to control, don't you, Peter?
Hello, it's me again. I knew a woman. She loved to control. Always on top, she was.
Wait!
Who is he? He's not from around here.
Get that man out. He's not even a local drunk.
Please, it's not the politicians, though, who are the real danger. No, they're old. They're already on their way out. Their thoughts will be buried with them very soon, and they don't need reminders from me of their mortality. No, they are not the deadliest enemies of freedom and truth. I'm coming to that, please. The most dangerous public enemy is the majority. The liberal-minded, bloody majority. You! All of you!
Silence! Silence, I say! Thank you. I move that the speaker retract those heinous remarks.
Why? You're all tightening the gag over my mouth. Who forms the majority? The wise or the foolish? You have to concede that idiots far outnumber geniuses. Are you telling me the average man should rule over the great?
Why not?
Oh, go ahead and shout. Shout. That's it. Doesn't make it right. The minority will always be the pioneers for justice.
You've joined their ranks, have you, of this intellectual aristocracy over the last 2 days?
Possibly. Yes. There are only a few among us who discover new truths. I'm tired of the mundane, the mediocre. Those who seek the truth, they have to wait for the herd to catch up.
You've become a revolutionary as well, have you?
Yes, I have. I want to start a revolution against the barefaced lie that truth is monopolized by the majority. Truth shifts. You don't seem to realize that over the centuries, what were truths reconfigure as lies. You know what the average age of a truth is? 18 years. The older a truth becomes, the thinner it gets. Majority truths are like rotting meat. They are the cause of the moral scurvy that our community is in the grip of.
It seems to me the honored speaker has strayed from the text.
I second that. What the hell is he talking about? He's gone off on a complete tangent.
Oh, Peter, my brother. I do think you've lost your mind. Every point I'm making is deeply relevant. And my point is this. The majority encourage stagnation, ignorance. They balk at anything that's other, that's more elevated than the average worker's house. What we hold as indisputable truths were unveiled by progressive thinkers in our grandparents' times. Now, we can't stick to those archaic notions. There is only one real truth, that no society can grow if it feeds on beliefs that were in vogue in biblical times.
Such as?
There are hundreds of examples. All right. Take the supposed truth that the common man has as much right to sanction and condemn, to advise and to govern as those few who are intellectually superior.
This is really not good.
Listen to this, my friends. He is taking away your human rights.
Oh, Hovstad, don't look at me like I was the devil. I thought you, above all, would be with me on this one. You're a free thinker.
Prove it. Prove it. Show me that in writing.
Of course. I see. Of course, you never put it in writing. You're a closet free thinker. Well, then I'll be the only outed free thinker then. I don't see why you're all so outraged about the notion of difference. If you look at the animal kingdom, everything has a hierarchy, and every animal has a different ability. An old dog on the street can't run like a greyhound. A stunted chicken hasn't got the qualities of a Japanese hen.
We're not animals, sir.
But we are, sir. That's exactly what we are. And that's as much as we can hope for. And we have our own pecking order, just as they have. Don't you see, as long as you're trying to keep the majority happy, you'll never aspire to anything higher than a mindless mongrel, Hovstad, anything nobler.
I'm working class and proud, Stockman, proud.
It's not a question of class. Look at my brother. Apparently, he's very high up on the social ladder. No, all he's ever doing is just stretching up to eavesdrop on the talk and thoughts of those a few rungs higher than him. And then he emulates them. He's the head of the mob. We're actually descended from pirates, aren't we, Peter?
Just shut up,
My
Thomas.
brother is a gangster and a thug par excellence.
I object.
He is a slave to the mob's mentality, and he can't sleep at night for fear of the liberals.
Mr. Chairman?
Are you saying you've got to be descended from royalty to be progressive?
I'm saying that, yes, being distinguished in some sense is nothing to be ashamed of. Your liberalism at the People's Messenger, Hovstad, your so-called liberalism is actually veiled morality. You're inclined to preach the idea that culture demoralizes society. Well, that's a fetid lie. It's stupidity, ignorance, and foul living conditions that turn us into brutes. If you live in filth, how can you hope to think about anything on a higher plane than the grease-spotted window you stare out of? You all want to build this town up on the basis of a foul, stinking cesspit?
You can't say that.
Please, I'll stand down. Don't tell me what to do. I'll stand down when I want to, and now I want to, but I'm not going away. I am going to publicize this situation from the outside. I'll write to every publication and rag in the country.
You really are hell-bent on our destruction, aren't you?
I love this town intensely. I'm wedded to it. Nobody wants to see their bride become syphilitic.
Retract that, sir. Retract that. Retract.
This man wants to kill off our livelihoods. He's an enemy of the people.
A town that lives a lie ought to die. Now you're going to infect the whole country. You should be shot, the lot of you.
You heard it here. An enemy of the people. That's the voice of the people.
He's a bloody alcoholic.
Enemy! Enemy! Enemy of the people! Enemy! Enemy! Enemy of the people!
Gentlemen! I'm shocked by what I've heard tonight. An enemy of the people is not a phrase to be bandied about. But I am forced to propose this motion. This meeting puts to the vote that Dr. Thomas Stockman is hereby named an enemy of the people. We need to cast a vote, but to prevent anything underhand, it will be anonymous. Do you have some paper there, Mr. Billing?
White or blue?
Both. Give me both. I shall put the papers in my hat. Take a blue paper if you disagree with the motion. A white if you're in agreement that the doctor is an enemy to the people. Are we clear?
Nay! She used to piss like a horse against a big old tree.
All right, that's enough. I'm leaving now. I'm leaving. Make way. Make way. Out of my way.
That's your way.
You see what your monkey tricks have led to?
I have done my duty.
And you stand by the fact that the tanneries are the root of the pollution.
I do?
Mine included.
Yours is the worst offender. What do you want, Morten Keel?
You'd put that in the paper. About my tannery, my father's tannery.
Yes, sir. Yes, I would.
Well, may you rot in hell. Out of my way.
I want a white paper, and a blue paper, and a white paper. No, a blue. Blue. No, give me a blue one.
Captain Horster, I'm surprised at you, lending your room for this rabble.
I think I can do with my property what I please, Mr. Vick.
Oh, really? I see. I'll be in touch tomorrow. Goodbye, Captain.
Who was that, Captain Horster?
Edvard Vick. He owns the Christiana line.
This gathering of citizens declares almost unanimously, in fact unanimously, as the exception was inebriated and foreign, that Dr. Stockman is considered an enemy of the people. Long live our mayor! Long live our brilliant mayor, who has so loyally suppressed the voice of blood! This meeting is closed!
Well done, Aslaksen. Well done!
Petra, my hat, coat. Captain, are there still berths on your ship? When do you sail for America?
There's always room for you and yours, Doctor.
Good, good. Catherine, Petra?
We can go out this way by the side door.
No. We walk out the way we came in. You'll hear more of this, Aslaksen. I'm not as forgiving as the Almighty. I've turned my cheek so many times it's worn to the bone.
That's blasphemy, Doctor!
He's threatening us! Breaking windows!
I'll lead you out this way, ladies. Stay close to me.
Damn you. Damn you, Stockman. Damn you and your bourgeois drinking parties. Enemy! Enemy! Enemy of the people! Enemy! Enemy! Enemy of the people! Enemy! Enemy! Enemy of the people!
Yes. Got it. Catherine, I'm in my study. I found another.
Yes?
Or is it a piece of brick? No, it's a stone. I shall keep these as sacred relics. Has what's her name gone for the glazier yet? The maid?
The glazier doesn't know if he can manage it today.
Or any other day, I expect.
There's a letter for you. Here.
It's a notice to vacate the premises.
Oh.
He's terribly sorry, regretful, etc., etc. No matter. America's the place.
Is it?
They tore my best trousers. The first lesson of freedom fighting, never wear your favorite clothes when you go to meet the mob.
Leaving is a huge decision.
They're probably not much better in America. The majority is rampant there, too. But at least it's more dispersed. They'll kill you, but they won't torture you slowly like a cat with a bird. What I really need is a primeval forest. Or a South Sea island that's gone bust.
The boys need friends.
Yes. And you think they'll find pals among these lunatics, these dullards?
Mother.
Did you forget something?
No, I've been sacked.
Sacked?
Well, Mrs. Busk gave me my notice. 2 weeks. So I just walked out.
Good for you. Well done.
She said she dared not do otherwise.
Splendid, my dear, splendid.
She received 3 letters this morning, anonymous. One said that I held excessively free views on a range of subjects.
Pack your bags, Petra. Get ready. We're leaving as soon as Horster confirms our passage.
Shush, there's someone just come in.
Good morning.
Oh, it's you, Captain Horster. Come in.
Good morning. I just came by to see how everything stood.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. That's good of you.
Thank you for walking us home last night, Captain.
Did you get back to your house without any trouble?
Yeah. Yes, they shouted a bit.
Yes. They're quite incredible cowards, aren't they? Look, most of these are pebbles, not even rocks. And they all stood out there yelling, threatening to beat me to a pulp. But nobody actually stepped over the threshold. It's that phrase, though, enemy of the people. Like a needle scratching my lung, it gets caught in my throat.
They're just cavemen, Father.
Public opinion always shifts and changes.
Quite. Their punishment is their existence. So when do we sail, Captain?
Well, that's why I'm here, actually.
Is there a problem?
I shan't be sailing with her.
Have they taken your ship away?
Yes, they have.
I don't believe it.
Oh, Thomas, you see.
Oh, my friend, if I'd known, if I had any idea.
Don't worry, on my account, plenty of other ships in the sea.
Damn. If only you hadn't seen us home, perhaps this wouldn't have happened.
I've no regrets.
Thank you, Captain.
If you still want to make the trip, there is another way.
Can it be soon?
Thomas, are you there?
Shush.
It's Uncle.
Peter, come in. I'm in my study.
You've company. I'll come back later.
No, please, come in, please.
I wanted a word privately.
We'll leave you alone then.
Yeah, I'll call back later.
No, go in with them. I want to hear about this.
All right, I'll wait then.
Come through here, Captain.
Thank you.
So,
sorry if there's a draft. It's the broken windows. Perhaps you should put your hat on.
I'm sorry that last night became what it did.
Is that it?
This letter is from the directors. Take it.
My dismissal?
We had no choice.
Nobody around here seems to have much choice lately.
You should leave town for a while.
I may well do.
In 6 months' time, you can retract your statement, I regret, etc.
Right, and go back to work at the baths.
Possibly.
Yes, and what would the public have to say about that?
Public opinion is like a woman, fickle. A man with responsibilities has no right to be as reckless as you, Thomas. Also, it would be good for us, the council. We do need you to retract it.
I'll tell you the only true duty of a man, Peter. It is not to spread excrement all over himself, like an animal.
Yes, well, there's no use talking to you while you're in this mood. I do know, you know.
Know what?
The actual reason, your material gain. I'm not unaware of what's going on.
Well, then you have the advantage on me.
I know about Morten Keel, about his will.
He's leaving what money he has to the Home for Old Artisans. So what?
Well, firstly, it's a vast amount he's leaving. Secondly, a significant portion of his estate is left to your children. You and your wife could live on even the interest it gains without having to work.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
It's a lot of money.
Is it? It's good. Very good. Catherine and the children will be secure. Thank you. I'll tell her.
Not yet, you won't.
I'll tell my wife what I like when I like, Peter.
Keel can revoke the will at any time.
Why would he? He's in seventh heaven with this result. He loves the fact that the directors have been exposed.
Yes, which is my point.
You've lost me again, Peter. What the hell is your point?
You sullied the reputation of the baths simply to curry favor with the old man. You were willing to have our bastion crash so that bitter ancient degenerate would remember you in his will.
Peter, my brother, you would think that of me, truly?
I have no option.
Option? Option, Peter.
We've everything we need to look clean again. Your dismissal, and now your motive for such libel.
You're the lowest scum I've ever known. You are my brother.
I have no brother. Goodbye.
Filthy bastard! Catherine! Catherine, disinfect the place. Bleach it where he stood and sat. Get that girl, the maid, to decontaminate this place after his stinking, rotten filth.
Thomas, shush, what happened?
Pa, grandfather's here. He wants to speak to you.
Tell him to come in. Come in. Come in.
Father, go in, go in. We'll leave you alone. Petra?
Yes, Mother.
Morten?
Well, I like what you've done with the place. And the windows.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Lots of fresh air. You feel good after last night?
Yes.
I thought you would. But I've something to show you. Here. Look.
Chairs. In the baths?
They were incredibly cheap.
Morten, these have got today's date on them.
I cashed in everything to buy these shares.
But these will crash. They'll be worthless in a matter of days.
Not if you act sensibly, they won't.
Everyone seems to want me to act in a particular way. What is this about, Keel? Why the sudden need for shares in a defunct concern?
You told everyone that the worst of the filth comes from my tannery.
Because it does.
Well, my father put that place on the map. He ran it before me, and his father before him. I won't have us remembered like this, like 3 angels of death.
I can't change the facts.
Yes, you can. Anyone can change facts. The money I've invested, it was to go to Catherine and the children.
You've spent their legacy?
I have.
You spent it? You've spent it?
I did. So that every time you say the tannery is infected, you're hammering a nail into their little coffins. Every time you cite it as the root of the problem, you're taking food away from the mouths of your own children. Only a lunatic would do that.
But I am a lunatic, haven't you heard? Don't you read the local papers?
Not when your wife and children are at stake.
Oh, Morten Keel, why didn't you speak to me? Why? Why, before you bought all this tissue paper?
I needed to provoke you into action. It's your choice. Penury or comfort.
I don't know why all of this has spiraled into insanity. The only thing we need is a cure for the waters.
Why not try rat poison? They smashed your windows then.
I must talk to Catherine.
Do. She'll know what's best.
Why did you do this thing? Why? Why would you want to put me in such a position?
Let me know by 2 o'clock. If you don't want to recant, I'll leave the money to the old artisans, and I'll do it today.
And Catherine?
What about her?
He's in the study.
Well, go in then.
Oh, the liberals, is it?
Stockman.
Hovstad, you are not welcome here. Nor you, Aslaksen. Sirs, this is not an at-home day, and I would like you to leave.
We can't.
We need to talk to you.
2 o'clock. Let me know. Pardon me.
What do you want? As you can see, I'm rather busy.
We couldn't do other than we did last night.
Damn you, both of you.
Why didn't you tell us?
Tell you what?
The money. Your father-in-law, the shares.
He bought a lot of shares today, yes.
It's a bit obvious. Would have been more sensible to get someone outside the family.
You could have done it all anonymously. I could have helped you, Dr. Stockman.
Helped?
You brought in a great axe. All you needed for the job was a paper knife.
And it's only fair to share such a brilliant scheme.
What do you want of me?
We could help. The messenger could smooth things out a bit.
I see. And in exchange?
The real problem the paper faces is capital. You see? Money. Filthy stuff. We always wanted to help you, give you support.
Oh, wonderful. That's beautiful. But aren't you forgetting a tiny detail? Who I am? Huh? An enemy of the people? I am a traitor to all that's decent. Where the hell is my stick?
What? Look, if you don't want to come in with us on this, we can easily make things look a lot worse for you. We'll put the shares story on the front page.
Oh, that's right. Kick a dog while it's down.
It's the law of nature. The fittest survive.
If you're not born with a silver spoon in your mouth, you gotta go out there and bloody find one.
Or steal it. Let's see who's the fittest then, shall we? There it is. There's my stick. Now, get out.
Whoa!
Get out!
Hey, attempted assault!
Jump through the window!
You missed!
Climb through the broken glass, you bastard!
Restraint!
Jump!
Oh my God!
There you are!
What are you doing?
Bloody jump when I tell you to! Through the glass and into the gutter!
Attempted assault, Captain! You're
Get
my
out.
witness, you lunatic!
Go on,
All
run!
right, I'm going.
Run away, jeez!
Tom!
Why couldn't you show restraint?
Get out! Get out!
Tom!
Catherine. Have they gone?
They've gone. Tom?
I must write this down. Yes. Look, Catherine, look what I've written.
No No. What is this?
Kathy, I'm sorry.
What? What does it mean?
Forgive me. I'll explain it later. Petra, take this to the maid. Have her deliver it to Morten Keel now. Take it.
All right, Pa.
Oh, I've so much to do, Catherine. I've so much to do.
But Tom, we're leaving. We've got to go now.
Leaving? No. No, we're not. We're going to stay here, stay and fight it out.
Father, she's taking it. Are we staying, Pa?
Yes, this is our town. We'll find another house, as long as there's a roof over our head.
You must stay at mine. It's a barn of a place, and I'm never there. I shan't be in your way.
Captain Horster, you're always so kind.
You are. Thank you, Captain.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Not at all.
I've all the time in the world now for this battle. I've no job. Apart from the handful of patients, they won't be able to hound away from me. And I will simply keep shouting, telling the town what's going on.
But that's what you did last night, and they almost killed you.
No, not a scratch. No, I just need to tell them that the liberals are the most insidious enemies to freedom. That shouldn't be too complicated for them to grasp, eh, Captain?
Politics, Doctor. It all goes straight over my head.
Sir, it's very simple. The party bosses are the wolves, hungry wolves. And they need to eat a few good sacrificial lambs with every new year. Aslaksen, Hovstad, they've devoured idealists who come to them hungry for change, and they eat them up, and they spit them out, and they're fit for nothing. Kathy, look. Look at that sunlight that's coming in. The air smells good, no?
It does.
Don't worry, my angel. I've not lost my mind. And we'll get by. We won't be rich, but we'll never starve. The only thing I worry about is the future and who will continue to speak the truth.
The boys will learn from you, Pa, and their boys will learn from them.
The boys, yes. Yes, I'll talk to them when they get back from school.
They're upstairs. I didn't want to tell you while your brother was here. Eilif has a split lip and Morten a black eye.
What? How?
They were in a fight with the other schoolboys.
Oh, my boys, children, blooded. At school.
They're all right. They're fine. Dying to show you their war wounds. I think they're rather proud. Their first fight.
It's everywhere, isn't it? It's endemic. Cruelty, even in children. Well, I won't have them bullied. I won't. If needs be, I'll teach them at home.
I'll help you, Pa. We can teach them together.
That's it. We'll teach them. Not just them, Petra. Do you know any tykes who want to learn, who have spirit? Some urchins who have got a good set of lungs on them.
They're everywhere.
We'll make Captain Horster's dining room into the School of Athens.
Good, you're welcome.
I'll teach them to hunt all the gray wolves and chase them to the far west.
Perhaps the gray wolves will hunt you, Tom.
No. Me? You seem to forget, Catherine. I'm the strongest man.
Are you?
I learned something.
Did you? What did you learn, Tom?
What? Oh. Yes. Alone. The strongest man. He's always alone.
Thomas?
Pa.
Yes. He's alone.
An Enemy of the People by Henrik Ibsen, in a translation by Rebecca Lenkiewicz, directed by Martin Jarvis. Our wonderful cast in alphabetical order is Rosalind Ayres as Catherine Stockman, Gregory Harrison as Peter Stockman, Richard Kind as Dr. Thomas Stockman, Alan Mandell as Morten Kill, John Matthews as Billing, Alan Shearman as Captain Horster, Josh Stamberg as Hovstad, Emily Swallow as Petra, and Tom Virtue as Aslaksen. Additional voices by Sam Beck, William Hickman, Adam Monshine, Julia Coulter, and Jeff Gardner. Stage manager Megan McGrory. Live sound effects by Jeff Gardner. editor Wes Dewberry, sound designer, recording engineer, and mixer Mark Holden for the Invisible Studios West Hollywood. And next time on the Relativity series, how different would the world have been had the Nazis been the first to build the atomic bomb?
But what exactly had Heisenberg said? That's what everyone wanted to know, then and forever after.
And you jumped to the conclusion that I was trying to provide Hitler with nuclear weapons.
And you were.
No!
The story of a fateful meeting between Niels Bohr and Werner Heisenberg that shaped the course of world history. Michael Frayn's Copenhagen, starring Alfred Molina, Shannon Cochran, and David Krumholtz. Next time on the Relativity series. Please subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts so you never miss an episode. I'm Ron Lipkin, senior radio producer for LA Theater Works. Thanks so much for joining us. The Relativity series is brought to you by LA Theater Works, Susan Loewenberg, producing director, and the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation, bridging science and the arts in the modern world.